So this is the second session. So let us continue this part here. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we will try to take that lines here. And then we run again. Yeah. So as you see, I'm adding 5 and 50, but the result is 57. So if you can just guess that we already added 2 to that typical adding of these two numbers. So if I add these two numbers, it should be the result should be 55. But I have 2 extra here from 55. Do you know why is that?
Because of the x plus 1.
Yes,
Plus
perfect.
1, yeah.
Yes, perfect. Okay. So, but if I look here like that, maybe I don't really understand why actually is the adding is like that. Why add 2 numbers? Maybe I don't understand. Maybe I see the code for the first time. I never know what's really happening. So I would say, so as I said to you, I just wanted to demonstrate to you that I'm able to write a print statement in this way that can tell me what is going on inside my variables. So I would like to know what is inside X and what is inside Y variable. So how I do that? Did you see that way of writing print statement before?
The dot format, yes, but the parentheses and not yet XY.
Okay, so yeah, so this will go inside here. So the whatever real value inside X will go inside the parentheses, and whatever inside Y will come here. And if I add another parenthesis, I will need to add another variable or something to be added here. So the number of parentheses in general should be matching whatever variables you put here. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, good. So if I print, then maybe I will be able to understand. And maybe I put a third one. So I can say X plus Y like that. I can do like that also. So if I do some printing here, then I will be able to see something useful like that. So I know now X variable is 6 and Y variable is 51. And typically when I add both of them, it will give me 57. So of course, this is a simple example of what we are trying to demonstrate to you, but it should work for everything. Everything that we should do, this concept should work. This kind of print statement, if you always modify it and use it in your code, it should be always helpful. It should always tell you what's going inside your code. Okay?
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Tell me.
I just want to ask. I thought that the print statement will print like the function detail.
Oh,
Is it possible? It's like when it print, it will show the x equal to x plus 1.
no, it will not show you more than that. But so there is other methods that I can teach you later that can tell you. So if you have objects or even maybe functions, it can tell you I'm able to show you certain functions that can go through all your code and tell you what is the values inside the variables at this current moment. Yes, I'm able to do that, but it will not write for you how to say the lines of code. It will not write that for you, but it will just write for you the values inside the variables.
Okay.
Okay. So do you first let me just clear this point. Do you know what it means when I write x equal x plus 1?
What does mean?
No. Let me say it in another way. So if I say x equals 0, do you know what happens when I write x equals 0? What Python do in the internal memory of the computer when I say x equals 0?
It's like constant.
I'm not really, no. Constant is slightly different, but okay.
Pointer.
No pointers in Python, but
Oh,
but wait. I mean, officially, pointers is only in C++. Okay.
okay.
But unofficially, we use the word pointer to refer to something else. But wait, give me a second.
Okay.
So assume this is the RAM. See here. Okay. Assume lah, and assume it is there is memory places like that here. Okay, and every memory place have its own address. Okay, just let's do some assumptions here that this is the address of the memory place. So when you do this x equals 0, so Python will automatically, I'm not sure if you do programming with other languages, but Python is slightly different. So Python will not need from you to write the type of variable before you define it, but other programming language needs that. So if I am writing C++ or even Java, and even in C Sharp, I need to tell the programming language this variable is a string or an integer or a float or what is it? Even if it is an array, I also need to write or define that it is an array. I cannot just simply write x equal and I give it a value and then that's it. No, only Python allows this kind of thing. Okay, so it is making it easier for us. So it cut out a certain step that other languages need. But anyhow, at the moment, if I write x equals 0, Python automatically understands that this variable x will carry always
Integer.
integers. Yes, so it will go to the memory and reserve a place for a variable called x, and it will put 0 inside that place, and it will mark that position as x. Okay, so whenever I refer to x, it will go to translate that x to that memory address and will go inside the memory address and retrieve the value inside the memory address. Okay, so if I say pointer in a real programming language like C++, then when you say pointer, you are not pointing to the place where you store the value. You are only pointing to the address of the variable. So it means pointer. I'm pointing to the memory address itself. Okay, but it means that after I get the memory address, the software have to do a next step for me, which is to go to that memory address and retrieve the value inside that. Are you following with me?
Yes.
Okay. So if you need to stop for any reason, just let me know also.
No, can continue.
Okay. So again, that's the difference if we say pointer and not pointer. But no need to go to much details. Python does not have pointers. Okay.
Okay.
So it just in short, when you assign a variable, this is the kind of steps that your Python do in the memory, inside the memory. Okay. Okay. So let's go back. Yeah. So did I manage to answer your question when you told me about this print statement?
Yeah, I understand that But
You understand that you're able to print the content only of the variables.
yeah, I understand that.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
okay, that's clear. Good. Let me see here. Okay, so the last thing that I would like to explain to you here is that did you hear about debuggers before?
Yes.
Okay, did you use a debugger before? And what kind of debugger did you use?
What? I just use it. I don't know. It has type.
Okay, so no, I mean, what I want to say is that what is the name? So did you use, how do you write the code of Python? You write it in PyCharm or idle, or what kind of compiler that you use for Python?
Yeah, I write in PyCharm.
PyCharm. Okay.
Uh,
So typically PyCharm have a debugger that can allow you to go through every single step in your code, every single line of your code. You're able to execute it line by line and stop where you want to stop. You can make pause or even stop for the program in a certain any certain point, and it can tell you even what kind of variables. I mean, not what kind of variables. What is the value inside the variables at the time when you stop running the code or you pause running the code. So that help you also to troubleshoot because it is very common if we have
can I say like Jupyter notebook use debug style because it's run line by line. Can I say that?
um, it runs line by line, yes, and give you the output line by line, but it's not a debugger. Yes, the
Okay.
notebook is, I mean that is not the debugging mode. There is another way to make it tell you the content of the variables. So when it runs lines by line, typically any code, any Python code runs line by line. But the problem is the point here that um, um, when you run any debugger, you have full control, so you're able to make it continue running or even stop or even go to previous step. And if you have a function call, you're able to decide what to do with the function call. You want to go inside the function and see what is happening inside the function, or you just want to retrieve. So the debugger give you full control of what is happening, and this
Okay.
really helps. But again, when you're running inside the notebook, the difference here is that yes, it runs line by line, but it doesn't show you the content unless the content of the variables unless you write print statements. So it gives you the output of
Oh,
every statement line by line. Yes, it gives you the output, but only if you write a print statement. If you don't write, or if there is no output from what you are doing, it will not show you anything. So, but somehow it is more clearer and more obvious than when we are running in PyCharm. Am I right? You you
yes, yes.
you. Okay. So, uh, in short, notebook is not like a debugger. It is yes, it gives me more options, but there is another way to debug. Okay, and
Mm-mm.
debugger looks like is slightly different from the notebook. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. So let us move to the next step here, which is I want to understand from you, what do you understand from this kind of lines? So do you understand what this line is doing?
Um, it it's like function like a function. It's count the number in the list. Which is this one country. Uh,
So do you know that this is a list, right?
yeah.
Okay, why sometimes we call it an array, or we cannot call it an array?
Because in order.
Not only like that, but okay. So, uh, I think you have dealt with an arrays. that looks like that. So this how the list looks like. This how the array looks like. But sometimes interchangeably. So sometimes we for A's of it we just call arrays on lists, but list is supposedly is slightly different from the arrays. So this is an array. This how
Okay.
an array looks like. Okay.
Okay.
And so if we create an array, so it should always have a fixed kind of so we can only create an array of integers or array of strings, or we cannot mix values inside the array. But with a list, we can mix things around. So we are able to store different data types inside the list. So we can store one, and you can store a string, and then we can even store a list of characters here, like what we are doing here. So the list accepts that. Okay, so
Okay.
yes, most of the time you see a list, okay, 1 2 3 4, or same like I shared with you, but actually you are able to put all these data types inside. And so most of the time, if we are not dealing with data science, we will be dealing with a list like that. And sometimes in the examples they will call it an array, but it's a list. Okay. And the array, if you are dealing with data science, yes, you have to deal with an array.
Okay.
Okay. Is it confusing to you?
Uh, I, um, I just forget because I miss everything.
Okay.
Mhm.
We try to yeah we try to do practice as much as we can to help you not to get confused as much as we can.
Okay.
Um, mm, mm. Oh, let us come here. Okay. Let me first uh, tell you here one thing. So so I'm trying to create a list now, and okay, and this guy have auto detection and auto kind of AI thing that help me write things. Okay, so I created online 12 a list that have these numbers. Okay, this number is
Okay.
arranged, is ordered and in sort, but not all the time we have a list that is ordered. Okay, so
Okay.
do you know why I need to why we need actually arrays and why we need lists actually?
Mm, I, I don't know how to explain, but
No,
depends
try.
on scenario.
Mhm.
Sometimes we have to go through the list and not in order. I mean, like order is not important.
Okay,
And
can I tell you another reason?
oh yeah,
Okay, how many items inside the array?
5.
Okay, and if I want to do some kind of operations on the 5 numbers here, in the typical condition, I should be writing a variable for each. So I should say x equal, for example, 1. And then I create another variable, y equal 2. And another variable, z equal 3. And then another variable, maybe h equal 4, and I equal 5. So I created 5 variables here.
Mm-mm.
Okay, and there is 5 elements inside the list here. So if I
Mm-mm.
want to sum all the elements, all the variables, I have to write a long how to say a long expression to be able to add all of them. I can maybe even have j, and that. So I added one more item to the list, and as you can see, the more I add to the list, if I want to achieve the same result by just adding, let's say, I want to add x plus, sorry, here, y plus z plus h plus I and plus j. So if you can see here, I need to, let me put some equal. So can you see this line?
Yes.
Okay. So how many expressions, how many variables I needed to write? All these variables, right?
Mm-mm.
But what if I have 10 variables? It means that I need to keep writing, right?
Mm-mm.
So how to say, what we did here is an addition operation. And we can change that to subtraction, and we can even change that to multiplication, right? We can do anything. So this is the kind of operation that we can do. But when we add this variable content inside the list in this way, we are able to easily do an operation, either summing or even counting or even getting anything from inside here in a simple a few lines of code. So that is the key, and a very strong key that you can use lists and arrays, especially in data science. So you are able to sort arrays very easily. You are able to go through maybe 1,000 lines of data inside an array um, in just with a simple for loop, if you can still remember for loops. But if you put the data inside the variables and you want to do that things operation on the variables, it takes you so many lines and it gets so complicated. So this is why we gather information inside lists and arrays to be able to do operations on them. So do you know that I'm able to use maximum and minimum on the list?
I forgot about that.
Okay, so I can write max, sorry, like that. Okay, I'm able to put list like that, and then um, I'm able to put n equal minimum. So do you know what kind of, let me remove that to avoid any confusion. So do you know what I'm able to print here when I print n and m?
Huh? What to print?
Yes, so if I'm going to print here the value inside m and the value inside m,
Okay.
what will be the output?
Oh, 1 and 6.
1 and 6, perfect. So you know what is the minimum and maximum, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So so you know the answer, but sometimes you are worried that you get it wrong, you say it wrong. Am I right?
Okay.
So I think there is no need to worry.
Uh,
You actually know things, but maybe you didn't practice to get it out of your mind. So I think I can say you are a master, but the master does not know really yet how to get the information out of the brain. I would say like that. Okay?
by the way, can I ask?
Yeah, you can ask.
So before you deleted the x equal to 1, y 2, 3, the things,
Uh-huh.
let's say if that line is exists in the code, right? So I mean let's say there are hundred or thousands. So
Mm-hmm.
can we, because we want to do the listing, right?
Yes.
Not listing the list. So can I just leave the how to say the bracket empty, so it will uh I don't know how to say. So it will like read the value in the, but it's not dictionary. I um, I don't know how to ask you the
Okay.
question.
No problem. Just slowly again. So are you talking about these lines,
Yes,
or you're talking about here?
both. I mean, like if
Okay.
there is thousand of x one,
Variables.
why? Ah,
Thousand
yeah,
variables.
variable.
Okay.
Variable.
Okay.
So
If we have
we
thousand variables. Okay.
for the list part, can
Mm-hmm.
I just leave it empty in the bracket, so it will, but it won't count. I mean, how to make it like how to read the variable, because if we have thousand, I have to write thousand, so it is con
So are you talking about here, or
yes.
like that? You mean?
Yes, oh, so can just like that.
No, it's not. I know it's not possible. No. So okay. There is a way. There is a way if you want to auto assign. Okay. If I can get you correctly, let me. Yeah. Okay. Let me show you that. So I'm able to say. Um, did you see this form of defining arrays, or even putting variables values inside an array before? Did you see this format before?
I think no.
So if I want to fill in a list with 1,000 variable, all of them is zeros, but in this case it's not zeros, it's like a string. But okay, now I will fill it in with zeros. So if I print list now, you will find that there is 1,000 element inside the list, but all of them equal zero.
Mm-mm.
Is it this is something close to what you're asking or no?
I mean, for that things, I mean for the maximum and minimum,
Uh-huh.
because it will refer to the list. I
Yes,
just
exactly.
don't. So I don't want. So if based on the line 20, the line 20,
Uh-huh.
so it will just everything will be written to zero, right? Or no?
Exactly. Yes. Yes. It will be both of them zero. Yes. Because
Okay.
we didn't put any real values inside, right? Inside the list, it's empty.
How how to put
But
real value? Okay. Like
we can generate values using a random function. So if we import random, we are able to come. Let me share with you that here. A random. So I'm able to generate random numbers for an array using this kind of format. So I have to import random library, and then I use um, the random function to generate numbers between 1 and 250. And I can use this format actually to fill in the list with this kind of run numbers. So let us try to do that in real. Let me see here. If I import, you can see my screen, right?
yes.
Okay. Let us first print something. So I think he printed 8 here, but never mind. So we have to close. Another 30 minutes already passed. We have to close. We have to open again. Okay.
Oh, okay.